I won't cross the stream, but I will. Looks like we're live. Looks good. Okay.
Or is it Memorex?
It is Memorex.
Yes.
All right, let's get rolling on this baby. I should have probably left it over there, Bink, so that everybody knows it's episode 34. Let's get rolling. Welcome to episode 34 of the Lovecraft Tapes, an actual play Call of Cthulhu 7th edition RPG podcast. I am Jeremy, your Archie. Sorry, the Facebook AI took me over.
Oh,
Sorry, inside joke.
Topical. I have to shut it down.
Thank you, Gabe. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore. Your investigators of the unknown are Gabe as Roy Arroyo.
It's a shame that this is what's happening. Us drunk dads got to stick together.
Matt as Dan Williams.
Drunk dads, dead bodies, starting to feel like home.
And Brian as Jack Whiteside.
I wonder what drove her to do it. Maybe her dad? The drunk one?
Why has it got to be white?
It was the church, you idiot.
Oh, I don't think the church has a car.
Ooh. It's a church car. You don't know. All right, how's
No,
everybody
they
doing
usually
tonight?
have those creepy vans
Good,
that
very
they drive
good.
everyone around in.
What are we eating and
I'm all
drinking
right.
tonight?
I am eating oxygen and drinking water.
Gross.
Yeah.
I'm drinking some Dr. Pepper,
Ooh, that sounds good.
and my lights are
I'm
blinking
drinking
again.
Matt.
Wait a minute. I'm a pepper. You're a pepper. Wouldn't you guys like to be a pepper too?
I didn't get into Pepper College.
Okay.
Oh,
Pepper spray?
I'm Mr. Pibb. Call me
That's
Mr.
gross.
Pibb.
Well, I've had a cup of coffee or a little shot of coffee, and now I'm drinking cherry juice and water. Sparkling
Oh.
water.
Not to shoot up. with
dude didn't
coffee.
have to go to college for this kind of stuff, man. Shit, I drink this stuff from a Mr. Pepper.
That's right. A pepper mister.
I'm in the burgers.
Ow, it got my eyes. All right. Before we begin tonight, we do need to take a quick commercial break. And we're back.
That was short. I thought it'd be longer.
That's
No,
what
it was
she
long.
said.
I thought it'd be a lot shorter.
We thought it'd be real.
Well, yeah, we basically had to sell a 10-minute block just to pay for this podcast. So I hope you guys don't mind.
Yeah. Block of what?
Yeah, but did we have to sell
Seagulls.
the 10-minute block to the white noise generator company? Because now everyone who is listening is sleeping.
Sorry about all the accidents, folks.
The Eagles, man. All right. Before we start, we are going to take a look at
hate
some
'em.
letters from beyond.
Yay!
Yeah, so these are messages or posts on social media that folks have sent us, and I just selected a few since we last recorded. So on Facebook, John Holloway, I should say Holloway, there's no A there, exclaims, "You guys are fantastic. Love the podcast." We love you too,
thank you,
John.
John.
Don't
Thank
ever
you
change,
very much.
buddy. And don't ever become one of those Holloways, because those guys
Yeah.
are the worst. Continue to be a Holloway. Unless I
Up next
mistyped
from
it.
Mr. Holloway is... Oh!
On Reddit, the great Crobatsby told us that he's only halfway through the podcast and really enjoying it. It was great to listen to recently when I had to drive a couple hours twice in 3 days. Really helped me to stay awake. I've never played any tabletop games, but this really makes me consider doing it. Keep up the good work, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're here to be as good as coffee, keeping you awake.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't want you
Watch
to fall
out!
asleep.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, gotta watch the road.
that'd be the worst.
We're just going to start randomly adding in loud police sirens in the middle of our podcast.
Turn off the podcast. I mean, turn on the podcast.
Do something.
Damn it.
Podcast. All right,
Loud,
guys.
randomly
lost
interspersed
six
police
listeners.
sirens and car horns and explosions.
Skyrims. What?
You should be
Yep.
driving a Kia at Summit Place Kia.
Hashtag sponsor us, Summit Place
Someone-
Kia.
Please.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Thank you. On Twitter, we have a few new followers since last time. Just want to say welcome to @JD Barker, @Diginix, @Lady_Ravenwood2, @JT Stevenson, @The Major Dudes, and @Gino Vagliavello. I think
I wasn't going to
I
tell
am
you,
not a
but those
bot.
are all of my alt accounts that I made just to help out. You know, I'm doing the part.
You're doing quite well.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure Gino is related to Gabe, so that probably one doesn't count. So
Probably found him on AsianDate.com. Isn't that right, Gabe?
Oh, yeah. The only way to contact me.
It's his hotline.
Really weird to find a family member on there.
Or would it?
Missed connections.
All right, and now we continue Chapter 5, Hell House. Previously on the Lovecraft Tapes. After speaking with Officer Aaron Martinez, Roy decides to get a little shut-eye. Just a light nap before sneaking over to the Leland Free Evangelical Church for a look-see under the cover of darkness. Unfortunately, his nap becomes a haunted dreamscape that carries him through until morning. Wah, wah, wah. Meanwhile, Jack and Dan, little ditty about Jack and Dan. Oh, sorry. Meanwhile, Jack and Dan get acquainted over grub at the local diner and pick up some juicy gossip concerning Kelly Landrum's suicide. Juicy. Once they return to the screen door inn, nightmares plague their slumber too. The next day,
nerds.
They are nerds, copycats. The next day, Officer Martinez escorts them to the local morgue, where they meet town doctor Daniel Cronenborg, an odd but polite gentleman from Canada.
Eh?
Or I'd like to say Canada.
Resistance is futile, eh? I'm sorry about this,
Borg?
but you're going to have to join us.
He allows them to inspect the body, upon which they discover two interesting facts. That Kelly's wounds show signs of hesitation, and her bloody pentagram is actually tracing old scar tissue that indicates she was once a cutter. Just then, Mitch Landrum bursts into the morgue with a baseball bat and drunkenly yells, "Peanut butter jelly time! Peanut butter jelly time!"
Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat.
Sorry. Just then, Mitch
Now
Landrum,
I'm definitely going to shoot him.
Just then, Mitch
You're not
Landrum,
going to shoot him.
Just then, Mitch Landrum bursts in the morgue with a baseball bat and drunkenly yells, "She's dead! Get away from my die, you bastards!" And now we continue, episode 34. It is Saturday, October 21st. Dan. It is very clear that Mitch Landrum has been drinking heavily for some time. His eyes are glazed and sunken into bruised sockets. He's having trouble focusing on any one of your group. His sweaty, furrowed brow indicates confusion. You're certain he probably doesn't even know how he got here. Please tell us your plan of action.
So, going to first turn around and say, hold on, guys. Not my first time dealing with a really drunk guy. I got this.
Ooh.
I'm going to walk slowly up around him, get behind him, and then I'm going to kick his knees out to cause him to fall forward. And as he's falling forward, I'm just going to yank the bat up out of his hand.
Okay. That is the plan that you
And as he's
formed.
doing that dumb distraction, I'll shoot him.
That is the plan of action in your head.
Uh-huh.
Jack.
Roll your library.
Jack. It is very clear that Mitch Landrum is in poor shape. He wobbles unsteadily on his feet, struggling to keep his balance as the weight of his actions now seem to bring him uncertainty. The baseball bat in his hands weaves back and forth slightly. Maybe he was athletic once, but those days are behind him. Please tell us your plan of action.
I'm going to start talking to him. And as I do, I'm going to step to my right and circle towards the right side of the room, keeping his vision on me and talking to him. While hopefully somebody can disarm him, I'm going to try to distract.
Okay. Roy. It's very clear that Mitch Landrum is grieving his daughter's death. From the stench of booze on his breath, even at this distance, you know he prefers tall pours of Yukon Jack, probably at home in the company of no one. Judging by the spatter pattern of ketchup on his stained t-shirt, he takes most of his meals from gas station hot dog carousels. The faded patch of skin where a wedding ring once encircled his finger indicates he's a couple years divorced. Please tell us your plan of action.
So can I shoot him?
You tell me what you're planning in your head.
My plan is I'll yell at him a bit about how he's a trash dad and I'm a much better dad because my kids didn't die. and then I'll shoot him.
All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at your character sheets. Why don't you yell out your dex, please?
60.
60.
50.
All right. So I'm going to take a look at Mitch's dex.
Did you want us all to yell it out at once?
I thought that was really good. No, I think you did perfectly fine there. So he has a dex of 45. So he's obviously going to go after you guys. So go ahead and describe what happens when both Jack and Dan perform at the same time.
Hello, my baby.
I'm trying to think if there is some other ability or attribute that might help give one of you guys the edge. How is your stealth, for instance?
Stealth. 60.
That'd be Brian for sure. So Jack Whiteside is going to go first, particularly because he is attempting to distract.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Nothing up my sleeves. Huh? Do you have a quarter or a watch, sir, that I could see?
Is this your card? Huh? Oh.
No. Is this your card? All right, so I'm going to start walking away from the group and saying, "Sir," put my hands up so he's getting distracted. I need your attention over here. We need to talk about who did this to your daughter. I need your help with this. Can you hear me? Are you listening to me? I need your help with this as I'm moving across the room.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me
$20.
I'm thinking of persuade sounds about right? You guys agree with that?
It's more of a distraction, but
Well,
he doesn't have to.
I don't see
Roll
distract.
for distraction.
Yeah, there's a distract down here. Let me type it in.
I'll tell you
real
what.
quick.
I'll let you decide.
Persuade is fine.
I think stealth is probably maybe a better.
Okay.
Because you are trying to distract him. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
I needed a 60. I rolled a 49.
All right. So as you move to the right, he does follow you with his eyes drunkenly, and you can see he sort of takes a slight quarter turn towards you.
Okay. Good.
He is obviously tracking you as you go, and the bat in his hand sort of dips down maybe a couple inches. It looks like he might be having a rough time keeping it aloft.
Got you.
And that probably
everyone.
provides the perfect opportunity for Dan to do his thing.
That's what I was hoping.
Dan?
So I'm going to see that Jack kind of pulled him off, and I see that he spun slightly away from me. So I'm going to slink around to the opposite side to get behind him. I'm then going
I'll say you probably won't have the opportunity to get completely behind him, but you can get basically on his blind side.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to go for.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, what was I going to do? I'm going to get as close as I can to him, and I'm going to try and go for one of his knees to knock him forward.
Okay. So that'd be essentially an unarmed brawl, right?
Yep.
So fighting brawl, looks like you got 70 in that. And I'm going to go ahead and give you advantage on this, right? Isn't that what we call advantage? We decided you could do if you miss the first one, you can roll a second dice to improve your chances.
Okay. Doesn't matter. I needed a 70 and I rolled a 49. That is a success.
All right. So as you described in your plan of action, you kick him in the knees, right? And then grab the baseball bat as it slumps, as he loosens his grip.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys performed a perfect takedown. He essentially rocks back on his heels as you grasp the bat out of his hands, and his eyes roll up in his head. You can tell that he probably was not long for consciousness anyways. And he mumbles under his breath, "Fucking daughter killer bastards." And then he falls to the floor completely passed out.
Did you guys catch what he just said?
He said dark. Sounded like he said dark something bastards. He kind of
Daughter
mumbled. or
killing
slurred
idiot.
it.
He said, daughter killing idiot? Or are you the idiot?
Idiot.
Why don't we try to remain professional?
All right. I'll disguise myself as his daughter.
All right, so
Things I do not need to see include 1, Roy in a dress. End list.
After Mitch crumples to the floor and Dan's standing there with the baseball bat, Martinez sort of rushes up. It's basically his turn to act now that combat's done, and he's like, I'm sorry, you guys, I'm so sorry for this. He's been drunk for quite some time.
No problem. It's, as you can clearly see, not our first time dealing with someone who has had a little bit too much of the bottle.
Yeah.
Way to do nothing, Marty.
You guys are just so quick. You know what I'm saying?
When you got it, you got it.
Well, I best get him home before he hurts anybody else. He'll be sleeping off the rest of the day, I'm sure.
Just let him know when he does wake up. We're going to find out exactly what happened here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll load him up. Do you guys need a lift back to, or you want to hang out here with Daniel, talk things over about the body, or?
When did you say that car was going to be dropped off for us?
It should be around noon. Back of the
All
screen
right.
door in.
All right.
I'll pull up the map for you guys.
I was going to say, I was going to look at the map we have.
There you go.
Well, guys, I mean, according to the map that Martinez gave us, it wouldn't be that hard of a walk to just finish up with the body here and then walk over to that house.
I don't think they'll let us take the body with us.
If we ask nicely.
Ooh, creepy.
Okay,
It's just a
Gabe,
prop.
I want you to get on the table, or I should say Roy, I want you to get on the table in her place, and we're going to walk out with the body. Got it?
Okay, I got it. So I rolled
Now
a
he's
40.
cooperating.
I needed a 40 and I rolled a 30 for disguise, so I'm good.
Nice.
He'll never know that it's not her.
What?
When did she grow a beard?
All right. So Martinez essentially enlists the help of Jack to load Mitch into his car, and then Martinez heads off towards presumably Mitch's house to take him back. And you guys are there at the morgue, and Daniel Cronenborg is watching all the proceedings with great interest, it seems like, but a very calm demeanor through the whole thing. Well, that was certainly interesting. What was that all about?
Well,
I don't know
he
what
did
you
just
just
lose
said.
his daughter. I'd be distraught as well.
Yes, I suppose I could understand that on some level.
Yeah, drinking like that usually also means there's something else behind it. So I'd put money on the fact that he probably lost his wife too, either divorce, if I had to take a guess, or maybe she just up and left.
Yes, I believe I heard something down at the diner that she had left him years ago. I think that was about the time that this poor young lady had vacated the premises and gone off and got up to bad business. But
See
he was
it way
always
too often.
But that Mitch Landrum, he always seemed to be a bit of a firecracker, going off on pretty much anybody, anytime. I really don't understand the attraction to alcohol myself, but I do like bologna and cheese, though. That tends to really flip my lid, if you know what I mean.
No, I get it, man. A good bologna and cheese sandwich just hits the spot.
Let it sit out in the sun a
Alcohol's
while.
the greatest
and then-
invention ever.
Well, she's starting to get a little bit soft here, so is there anything else you'd like to do with Kelly, or should we put her back in the fridge?
Roy, now is your chance to swap out with the body.
All right, so we need to do one thing. Look over there.
He just looks at you like, what?
I believe
There's
we're
a
finished.
dead guy over there.
I'm pretty sure that
Standing
does
up.
not answer my question, sir.
Yeah,
There's a guy over.
we're done here. You can put her back in the freezer, Doc.
But
Very well.
There's a guy.
All right. Well, is there anything else, or I do have a
no.
bologna and cheese sandwich to get back to.
Yeah.
Do you have any maple syrup?
No, we don't really have anything like that in Texas. What is that exactly?
We
I
have.
don't believe you.
Did you?
You're not a real Canadian.
There's something I can't remember.
It's because
Did
he's
we
dumb.
talk to you about the haunted house?
I don't think he did actually. I don't think he did.
So, what do you know about this haunted house?
Oh, well, I don't know much about it. I know that it used to be an old house.
Now it's
It's
a new
been
house.
been vacant for many, many years. But I think you knew that already.
Is it haunted?
I'm sure it isn't. I don't believe in that sort of thing. But that they are attempting to make it a quote unquote haunted house in time for Halloween, but it's of the religious variety.
Have you gone there yet?
No, I really have no interest. I keep to my work and my bologna and cheese.
Is it because you're
Bologna and
Canadian?
cheese.
No, it's not because I'm Canadian. I just happen to like bologna and cheese. But if I really want to mix it up occasionally, I'll have cheese and bologna.
Variety
that.
is the spice
Depends
of
on what's
life.
on top.
With some good white bread.
I like this guy.
Bread? I'm sorry?
You don't have to apologize.
Oh, no,
So,
no. I'm
You
gluten
obviously
intolerant, so-
offended this man, Jack.
Did I talk to you about Pastor Ted?
What would you like to know?
I don't remember shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever's in the wiki, right?
Well,
Runs church that set up haunted house. Is that even English?
sir, are you reading this?
You're from Thailand? What is it?
No, it's pronounced Canada.
Canada.
So, what's your opinion on this girl?
She's quite dead.
Give me what
She's
you
dead.
think. Give me what you think happened.
She's extremely dead. I believe that she slit her throat.
How do you explain the hesitation?
I'm sorry, hesitation?
Look right here. She didn't put her away yet.
Well, I assume that was just a rusty knife.
That's your professional opinion?
I'm just a small town doctor.
A rusty knife?
I'm no forensic person from FBI.
Pathologist?
That
Wait,
too.
now you're saying you're a doctor? I thought you were a mortician. And I thought you were a Canadian.
The mortician is at the funeral home, but I just take care of the. I'm the town doctor, and I store the dead bodies, and I hear at the morgue after inspections.
Then why are we
determine cause
talking
of
to you?
death.
Get the mortician. He knows what we need to know.
He's not to be enlisted until tomorrow, pre-burial. They're gonna make her out
Okay.
nice.
That's fine.
All right.
So
Well,
you
I'll
said we
stand
have
here
time.
and wait.
thank you for your time. I'm going to call the other
I
two
basically just
over.
pluck out her eyeballs and put cotton underneath there. So
Oh, yummy. I'm going to call the two over. Say, come here a minute, guys.
I'm talking to the kid, man.
So that's
Hold
what I
on.
was waiting for. That's why I didn't start to talk, because I knew this jackass Roy would not come over when I asked to come over and talk.
I'm going to go over to the other side of the room now.
Danny,
What?
it looks like we're splitting up here on this investigation. Do you wanna head over to the haunted house with me? It's not that far. We could walk there.
Oh, hell yeah. I've been itching to get a look at that place ever since I heard about it.
Never mind. I'm gonna go talk to Roy. I want to hear about your itching problems. All right. Well, you go. Let Roy know. He does not like me.
I don't like him either.
Roy,
Fair.
that's Roy is just being Roy. You kind of have to work around him or just kind of get used to him.
That's what I'm trying to do. Let's go. Let's investigate. Let's figure out what happened to this poor girl.
Yeah.
And get this taken care of.
While we're walking, I'm going
She
to
died.
bundle up these tattoo photos I got and send them off to my my tattoo artist friend up in
You better
Arkham.
not
see
be
if
your
he can't-
Instagram again.
How else am I supposed to get followers? People want dead bodies. I'm gonna send these up to Slim Jimmy, and hopefully he can give me some information on these things. But other than that, I'm ready to head up to that house if you are.
Yep. Let's do it. I'm gonna
Roy.
head outside. Wait outside for him.
Roy, me and Jack are going to split off here and go check out that house. I know you wanted to go chat with the preacher, so feel free. Or if you want to, you can join us on our way to the haunted house. Either way, we need to get something done here. And then I'm going to turn and walk out.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends, Danny. If I go with you to the haunted house, am I going to get a word in edgewise when we talk to the preacher? Because you guys are always talking over me.
You know what? We'll make sure to give you your time, Roy, okay?
I don't know about
Hey,
that.
Danny, come on!
All right.
Hey,
He's on my
Jack,
last nerves.
We keep talking over him all the time. What's that about?
Yes. What is that about? Oh, have you guys seen Kuso?
Cusco.
What?
The Emperor?
It's a very good
No.
movie. It's quite entertaining. I also like Night of the Living Dead.
This isn't
That's
recommendo time, dude. Yeah, I'll go with you guys to the haunted house.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
go. Thanks for the doc. We'll
Yeah, no problem. I hope you have a good day. And if you have any more questions, feel free to stop on by. I'll be here sewing up some sutures and things like that. Doctor stuff. And
cool.
whatever doctors do. And then I will. But I'm going to be heading out of town tonight. I'm traveling over to. I'm going to take a run over to Dallas, and they're having a movie marathon. It's going to be Creepers, and with a Dario Argento's very famous movie, and then it's going to be a 4K restoration of The Reanimator, which I'm really looking forward to.
Okay.
And then Humanoids from the Deep. I hope they don't turn it up too loud this time, because the squeals really made me deaf. But and then Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I think, would be fun too.
While he's talking, I run and I steal his bologna and cheese.
All right, give me a stealth roll.
Okay. Hold on. One moment. I do not have good stealth. We'll see. I failed. I needed a 20. I got an 83.
Okay. As you race towards the back office, you slip in a puddle of what was probably Mitch Landrum's sweat, and you land face down with your suit gets all kind of stains and stuff that look like it might be spattered ketchup from a hot dog carousel, but you're not quite sure. It might be blood too.
All right.
Come on, Roy. We have a house to investigate, and I'm just gonna turn around and walk out without waiting for him.
You missed it, guys. He's running, slips, falls, and he just goes, all right. As he's laying on the ground, face first.
All right, that's right.
It's fair.
That's right. All right.
I've had worse.
So Dan heads out. Are you guys following?
I'm already outside.
Yeah,
Jack's
Jack has been
already
outside for a couple minutes now.
I said I'm going to wait for him outside so Danny would go talk to him.
All right, then. So the three of you are outside now.
I put my watch back in my pocket. All right, you boys ready?
I'm good to go.
I don't know. I can't read your watch.
Watches don't have writing on them. They got numbers. Let's go.
As we're walking, I'm going to take the photos of the girls' tattoos I took, stick them in an email, and send them off to Slim Jimmy.
Again?
Well, I was going to in the office, and then Roy ran towards the guy's bologna and cheese, slipped in a puddle of sweat, and fell face first onto the floor. It was hilarious.
Are you kidding me? I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, it was great.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, I got an idea for you. Why don't you send those tattoo pics to Sam to make her a bit jealous, huh?
Yes, because that's what she wants to see is the pictures of tattoos from a dead body.
You
I
can
could
crop
send them
it
to
so
her,
she
but I
doesn't
doubt
know
she'd actually look at them.
I could send them to her.
I'm the only one who has the pictures, Roy.
I'm going to start walking.
Forward them to me so I can send them to her.
I'm not going to do that, Roy. Sorry.
I'm at the haunted house.
Wow, he moves fast.
You better come on back.
That's a couple of blocks. Wow.
All right. So you head towards the house, and this is the Angerstein house.
Oh no, you're not mad enough to say that in German. It's Angustin.
Angustin.
You have to shout it and sound angry because all Germans are constantly loud and angry.
All right.
It's a well-known
I don't
scientifically
think
proven
that's fair.
fact.
That's not
It's science.
fair.
It is science.
It's not fair.
It's
Totally
science.
It's not fair.
Sciencey. All right. So as you make your way up to the grounds upon which the house stand, it does sit on 4 acres of private grounds, and it's surrounded by some woods and trees, that sort of thing. But most of that's been trimmed and and very well manicured for the most part. You can see that some of the lawn has been spray painted with parking guides. So clearly they're preparing for the crowds of the haunted house next week. And you see there are a couple cars parked there already. You do at the actual house. Let me see. I believe I have a picture for you. I'll show this to the players.
A photo.
There you go.
Ooh.
So here's a picture of the outside of the house. Clearly, it's quite old.
Oh, come on. You can't tell me that Germans aren't mad when the name of the house has anger right in it.
Yeah.
A picture of the Angustin.
Angustin. And there is immediately surrounding the house, you see there are tents all around, some trailers. There's a couple generators, some trestle tables where you can see there are some snacks, looks like donut boxes, that sort of thing, and some coffee urns.
I'll reach into the donut boxes.
and like I said, there's basically the whole place is surrounded by wooded pines. And you hear
Stand pines? Oh.
Stand pines. And you hear some hammering and sawing and general commotion, a little bit of murmurs coming from inside the house.
Well, it looks like there's some people here, which means we should be able to ask some questions.
You guys ready to get out of here?
I'm not going in there, dude. That house is too spoopy.
It is spoopy.
And you can stay out here with the donut boxes, Roy.
He's licking the boxes.
It's even scarier out here.
No. Zoinks.
Ooh.
Well, you do it for a Scooby snack, Roy.
Yes. Do you
Great,
have any
that's-
on you?
Not on him, but
Let me roll for Scooby snacks.
all right. Well, let's just be right up front. Let's go to the front door.
Yeah. One of you guys might want to take the lead, saying that it's coming from the FBI might get us
Are
a
we
little
walking
farther.
a dog?
No, I'm walking
take
the
the
dog.
lead.
Check
This
it out.
newbie
I
has
have my
not been
yo-yo.
here around. I'll take the lead. This newbie has not been around enough.
Yeah, why don't you get up in there, Roy?
You take care of it, Roy.
How
Go,
many
Roy. You
fingers
got this,
do I
Roy.
use to? All right, so I'll march up to the door, only crying a little bit out of fear, and I'll start knocking on it as hard as possible.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
As soon as your fist hits the door, it creaks open of its own accord and swings all the way open to show essentially a house inside. And there's someone right in the entryway there who looks up, and she's like, "Yeah, can I help you?" And you can see she has a hammer in her
There's
hand,
not-
and she was clearly building something on a couple sawhorses.
First, you can tell us, is there monsters in here?
Well, not yet, but if next week there will be. Did you have you pre-ordered your tickets? It should be a good time.
Yeah, we did that. Okay, yeah, it's fine. So we're investigating.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the. Psst. Jack.
What's up?
Jack.
What?
I didn't read the handbook. Are we allowed to tell people we're from the FBI?
Yeah, show
Or is
him
that
your,
the CIA?
Show him your badge. Just show him your
Okay.
badge.
All right, I'll show them my badge and say, yeah, we're
Oh.
a pretty big deal.
Oh, okay. FBI. Well, that's weird. Well, let me get Lauren. I think she could help you out. Just wait
Lauren
here.
Goyer?
Just wait here. And she heads off deeper into the house and sort of turns the corner, goes up some stairs. And
Roy, she's running. Get her.
Shoot her, Roy. Shoot her.
I will get this son bitch fired if it's the last thing I do.
And as you wait in the entryway, there are people. You can see other people moving inside, sort of going to and fro from one project to another. There's a young lady who comes out and through a different door and goes to one of the tents and is munching on donuts, sort of looking up at you curiously, and shrugs her shoulders and then heads back inside. And then an older black lady comes down. And she comes over to you guys, and she's like, holds out her hand. She's like, "I'm Lauren Crawley. How can I help y'all?"
I'm from the FBI, and this guy is new to the FBI, and Dan's just some loser. So we're
Hey,
here on
watch
an
it, Roy.
investigation.
Okay, I see. Well, what kind of investigation?
That dead girl whose name is Dead Girl.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking into the death of Kelly Landrum.
Yes,
Yes, that one.
that's a sad story there. I tell you what.
So, do you have any information on
What
that?
would you like to know? I
We
mean,
know she liked it here.
yeah, I was here that day that it happened, but by the time we could all get to her, she was already gone.
Had she been acting weird prior, or had any large life decisions change?
Well, I mean, she had her issues back in the day, of course, but she just she was a girl who had a history. She was not doing so good, and now that you mention it, she was just a little on edge as we got closer to fixing up this house.
Did she ever express any concerns with having people fix the house up? Did she try and stop people? Did she say why she was anxious?
Well, she did. Every volunteer who's been through here has complained about something or another. I mean, it's just a strange kind of place. It's an old place, and people.
Whoopsies.
We hear things, we see things. It's just kind of a strange old house, But it's just creaks and groans and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, she did sort of, take off for a little bit, but then she came back a couple days later and helped us all out.
She say where she was going?
Just home. She went home.
Now, where is this home?
Well, I think she was living with her father at the time. I know they didn't
We
get
gotta go
along.
pay
He's
that
kind
guy
of
a visit then.
Yeah, he's a bit of a tippler, if you know what I'm saying.
We met him earlier at the morgue.
I'm sorry.
He was a cool guy.
That. He's a cool guy.
Did
So
Kelly have
what
any
part-
signs make it look like she was falling back off the wagon, maybe moving back into some of her older, not so nicer habits?
No, not that I heard of. I mean, she seemed okay. I know she was trying to get right with God, stop all that sinning and leave all that behind her.
In what capacity was she involved with this house? Was she working on parts of it?
Yeah, she was. She was working and.
Where exactly? What rooms do you know if she was working on?
Yeah, she was working on a very specific room, which I will now attempt to find among my notes.
Well, take your time.
Yeah, all right. So let me take a peek here. I've got all this in here.
Was it perhaps the satanic sacrifice room?
Actually, yeah, that's pretty dang close.
Woo! What do I win?
All right, hang on a sec here. Un momento. Okay. Gotta go back up to the...
I'd say we should use the Jeopardy music, but I don't think we can afford the rights to it.
Oh, that's true.
You gotta change it. You gotta change it a
Production
little
can't
bit.
afford that sound.
Da, 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 da.
We'll play it backwards.
Right? Okay. I'm almost there. Here we go.
Just play the Black Tiger theme.
Okay, that's it. I thought I put this on the timeline, for fuck's sake.
Stop it, Gabe. They're charging us by the note. We can't afford this.
They don't have rights anymore. They're dead.
Dang, sorry guys. I thought I had this on here, but I gotta find that particular room.
Oh, don't worry. We'll cut this all out in editing. We can fix it in post.
Good.
Cereal?
Yeah. General Mills guys suck. Hashtag sponsor us post.
Any cereal.
Cereal, the brand.
Okay.
Cereal, the cereal.
Got
From
it.
Herbert
Sorry.
West Labs.
Sorry it took so long. Yeah, she was actually working in the school shooting room at the time.
Okay.
You have a room
Yeah, she was
that's
doing a little bit of painting in that
shooting?
room. Well, yes, of course. I mean, that's that's what this house is to show the terrors and the horrors of sinning and how you will descend to hell if you keep on this path.
Me?
Did she ever finish working on that room?
No, unfortunately, we had to assign someone else. So
Can we maybe talk to the successor, or
I'm sorry, say again.
is the successor around, or?
Oh, I'm not sure. We could take a peek up there if you want to.
Yeah. If you don't mind showing us where that room is, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's perfectly
I'd
fine.
like to look around that as well.
Excuse me,
Absolutely.
do you have a restroom I could use?
We actually have a porta potty outside if you want.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's best
boys,
we can afford
I'll meet
right
you
now.
up there. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Ugh,
All right.
easy.
So Jack
Use
heads
the bathroom
outside to
as
use
his
the
code
porta
word for
potty.
he's going to shoot up on heroin.
I just need a little bit just to get me through the afternoon.
That's all right. All right. So we'll
Hashtag sponsor us heroin. Oh wait,
we'll
don't
leave
wait.
off with
Don't do that.
we'll leave off with Jack for now, and then we'll continue along with Dan and Roy as they head towards the. Okay, so I gotta look that up. Boom. It's just sort of a weird. Excuse me.
It's gonna be boring when we come back to Jack and all he is doing is just going to the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, the school shooting room's just right here to the left.
took you a long time to figure that out for it being right to the left.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
Did you have to check your notes again?
So, that's right. Yeah, actually, I did. I had to check the map. They use a weird numbering system, so I don't know. It's very strange. So she leads you into a room, a parlor that's just up the hallway in the left. And essentially, if you think of a large house, and I could probably sketch this out for you real quick. So I'll go ahead and create a new, and we'll call this the Angerstein house.
I believe you mean the Angerstein.
Angerstein house. And I'll move you over there. Bink. And I gotta
Wow, this looks great.
Do you like this? It's all
The entire house is just blank white squares. It's incredible.
All right, so this is going to be just kind of free handy. I understand you guys like handies.
Is Echo and the Bunny Man playing in that room at all times?
Absolutely.
Better
okay.
be.
Don't forget to label your X and Y axes. If you don't, you'll lose points.
That's right. Okay, so I'm just going to do like sort of a mini thing. So here's the front porch here where you guys came in. Front door is like basically right here. And the hallway goes up a little bit like that. And there is staircase going up right here. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, just like so. And the parlor is right through here. Okay.
Was Colonel Mustard
Yeah.
with the wrench in the
And
conservatory.
that's a sort of an archway into another room. So she leads you
We
basically.
know it was in the school shooter room.
What's that?
Fine,
I
it was
was
Professor
responding to his
Plum with the
Cluedo.
candlestick in the school shooting room. Happy?
Very happy. So she escorts you into this room, the parlor, and I'll just do a little ping. Bing. Actually, the ping's not seeming to work. There we go. Ding. Lots of pingings. And yeah, you got it. So that's the parlor, and this is a room filled with school desks. A blackboard hangs on one wall, covered with badly formed equations and chalk. The floor has been covered with lumpy linoleum, and there's a young gentleman here. He looks like he's of Asian descent, and he's actually picking up some drop cloth that was on the ground against one wall. And
I see how it is.
he
Put the
kinda looks
Asian
over
kid in
at
the
you.
room with the math equations, huh?
Racist.
Ooh.
All right, Hanzo, we got to find out what you know.
So
So, did you kill her?
Lauren says, so here's the room. This is where she was found. We found her up against that wall after she started screaming, or we heard a short scream, and then of course a gurgle and lots of blood and whatnot.
You heard the blood.
We heard the gurgle of blood.
Blood, 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 blood.
So yeah, it was just a very nasty business. But I feel really bad for the girl's father, and hopefully, well, unfortunately, she killed herself, so she will be going to hell, of course. But
yeah. Where did she? We saw what she wrote on the wall. Where is that? Is it still up, or did you paint over it, or?
oh, really? Something on the wall, you say?
Yeah. We had pictures from the crime scene.
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Hold on a second. I'm going to pull out my phone and pull up the
Tattoo
Picture.
pictures and send them to Slimmy Jimmy.
yeah. No, I'm gonna pull up my phone and show her the picture. We were told that this was scribbled on the wall when they found her, and I'm going to show her.
Oh my! You said that was on the written here somewhere.
Yeah, that's what we were told from the official reports.
Oh, well. I mean, we didn't find anything on the chalkboard. That doesn't look like chalk. Are you sure this was this room?
If this is where she died,
Indeed, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to the guy.
Okay. So it's a very young gentleman. Obviously, he's of Asian descent, and he's dressed in sort of a black. He's almost like in goth costume. And
All right, what's up, Saki?
as you get closer, he sort of like shrinks back slightly and sort of glances at you out of the corner of his eye.
Okay.
What do you want?
Notice anything weird going on in this room?
Well, two weirdos just came in. How's that?
I mean,
Can we
Dan's
arrest
a
him for
freak,
that?
but that lady seems nice.
And he looks at you, and why don't you go ahead and give me a
Shoot him roll? Okay.
how about a psychology roll?
Dang it. I need a 10. I got a 77.
You slip and fall in a puddle and land.
So he looks at you. He looks pretty afraid of you.
It's too late. I tried to psychologize that, Dan. All right. I know. I could see the fear in your face. So, we can make this easy, or we can not do that.
No, Roy, you
So
cannot
we'll
shoot
be
him.
out.
He looks
Shut
towards
up.
Lauren, and Lauren's like, "You gentlemen are gonna have to, if you're gonna take this tactic, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave."
Look, he's the guy that was. He's the one that was freaking out on me. He called you a weirdo. Did you know that?
All I'm saying is you leave poor Kevin alone. He's just trying to help out here, and we don't. We
No,
try
he
to do
isn't.
things a little more polite here in Texas.
Yeah, well, maybe if he was polite and gave me what I asked in the beginning, we wouldn't be at this angry phase, huh?
I'm going
Maybe if
to.
he had some decency and respect for authority that the kids lack these days, he would have just given us the answers and we could have been moved on and not be frightening the boy.
I'm going to step up and just kind of back Roy away from the kid for a second.
My
I'm
heart's
sorry about
actually
that.
racing after that.
That's ignore him. He's cranky as usual. He didn't get his morning special at Denny's today. Look, we know we're investigating the death of Kelly. Did you know her? She
Oh yeah, we
apparently
all knew
worked on this
Kelly.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard that she was working in this room when she died.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
You didn't know her very well, did you?
Not really. I mean, she seemed okay.
And you haven't noticed anything weird going on around the house, or
No. I mean, no.
okay? Well, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Come on, Roy. We're gonna go look at some other rooms of the house.
He's a prick. He knows what happened.
Come on, Roy.
All right. So you exit the room, and Lauren appears to be maybe losing her patience slightly. And she's like, well, we're not quite ready for a tour here, if that's what you're looking for. Do you have
okay,
any other specific questions you want to ask me?
Is there anyone here that knew Kelly really well? Like, did she have any friends around here? Anyone that she was close to?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a persuade roll?
Oh, that's not going to go well because I have a 10.
I also have a 10.
Oh! I'm going to spend 1 point of luck and push that down to a 10 because I rolled a freaking 11.
Okay. Go ahead and spend your luck.
I'm down to 64 luck now.
All right.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. Well, I suppose she did have one friend, Dawn Ellis. And yeah, she hung around there with that one quite a lot. So I think you can find her probably. I think she's working out in one of the tents. Why don't you head on out there and give her a talking to, and we'll see about maybe letting you tour the rest of the place, but maybe not today.
Okay.
I'll pull Dan
I've got a
aside.
lot of work to do, and
Okay, we will show ourselves out to those tents.
all right. Well, you all have a good day.
I'll
now.
pull Dan aside.
Thank you. Yes, Roy.
Dan, can I see those pictures of the thing on the wall?
The writing? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna pull up my phone, pull up the picture, and show it to him.
And I don't know how you plan on the pictures looking, but I'll look to see if there's any distinctive things like around the picture that might be able to give away what room it's supposed to be in.
Well, why don't you go ahead and give me a spot hidden?
I needed a 70 and I got a 4.
That's
Ooh,
extreme.
I would say that's extreme. So as soon as you look at the photo, Roy, you do see that the color of the wall in the photograph exactly matches the color of the wall in the school shooting parlor.
Okay. That doesn't help now, but
Well,
note someone.
It depends on where you're standing right now.
I didn't say I went outside yet.
That is correct.
Depends on Dan. I went with Dan. It depends on
That
if
is
Dan
correct.
left yet.
I just said we walked away from Kevin. I didn't specifically say we left the room.
Okay, well, let's say you're in the doorway to the school shooting room, on your way to the hallway to go back outside. And Roy, you look back, you look from the phone back into the room, back to the phone, back to the room, and you can very, very clearly see against one of the walls in the parlor that it has been painted over.
All right.
Let's go ahead and
I'll
switch
hold
back
that
to
knowledge.
Jack real quick. Jack,
Mija.
you step outside.
Huh?
You said you were going outside to the
Porta potty.
porta potty. Yep. So you
I've
step
already
outside.
used it, man. I used all the rest of the toilet paper.
No, we're picking up with you as these guys have been going. So tell me
You
what you're
realized I wasn't really going to the porta potty?
doing. I kind of thought that, so that's why we're picking up with you outside as you step outside the house.
I am going to step back out the way we came
Yep. You're
and
on the
just
porch.
kind of slowly walk around the house and look at the foundation area.
Okay. All right. It appears to be a pretty old house. It appears that mostly it's just a 2-story, actually 3-story with an attic.
Okay.
You don't see any evidence of any kind of basement. So it's probably just a solid foundation.
Okay. Crawl space, maybe.
And maybe, but probably not.
Well,
Seems very solid.
all right. I'm going to go around the back and try the back door.
Okay.
I would assume it's open because people be carrying stuff in. And
Yeah, there is actually a back porch, and it is right. I'll go ahead and draw that for you real quick.
thank you.
Do a quick freehand here. So if this is the parlor, just from the outside, you can see that, and then there is a porch right here, and you can see this sort of goes down. That's the basic shape of it.
Am I supposed to be seeing something?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm probably on the wrong fucking.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, it's very light gray.
Yeah, it is, but I probably should be drawing on a different level anyways.
Okay, yeah. So that's the rest of the house.
Yeah, I don't know why that's so gray. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me try.
That's all right. I can see it.
I'm gonna try.
Can you ping the back porch for me?
I'm
Just
gonna
so I
get
know
rid
where
of that
that's
real
at?
quick, and then go to. Okay, let's go to objects and tokens. Get rid of that.
Hey, Matt. On
Yeah?
the thing that you have the photo of the wall,
Yeah.
do you know what that says? Because it's not in the wiki.
Yeah, the photo has I can type the whole thing out if you want.
It might not be a bad idea if we need to end up picking that apart. You know what I mean?
It says
Okay,
Roy
okay.
is awesome, right?
Yeah, and then she killed herself, Roy. Yeah, that's great.
I have that effect on people.
Okay. All right. So Roy, I'm sorry, Jack. If you look at the map there, you see these little steps. Right there. This square that's sort of over it is a tent that's been erected over the back porch.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah,
And you can see,
like an actor's run type thing.
and so you're gonna creep up to the back door there.
I'm not gonna creep up. I'm just walking around looking, just a
Okay.
curious person.
Yeah, the back door is right there. So yeah, you walk up to the back door, and you can see it's just slightly ajar, and beyond that is a room. That is.
There's a room in there?
Looks like it was an old kitchen once upon a time.
Oh, that makes
You know what I'm
sense.
saying?
Off the back of a farmhouse. Yep.
Right. And let's see, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 7. All right. So as you go through the tent, you notice that it's essentially a pretty standard fabric white tent with some colored lights hanging above that are unlit. And the back door that is slightly ajar. You see beyond that, it appears to be an old kitchen that is in transformation to become hell.
Oh.
And you see a bunch of like paper mache that looks like it's cave walls. You see one wall that has manacles attached to it. And there's like stalagmites and stalactites hanging and poking up from the floor here and there. And it looks like it's about maybe 70% complete.
I'm just going to walk right in like I know I'm supposed to be there.
All right. As you walk in, you notice that it's much darker in here, obviously, because outside it's light and bright because of the tent. But here it's a little bit darker, and it kind of smells a little bit like brimstone, just like a little bit of like char in the air. And you see out of the corner of your eye a shadow. And it moves swiftly towards you.
Damn it, Kevin. We told you to stay in the school shooting room.
He doesn't listen.
I'm going to remain perfectly still.
You see a hazy, shadowy figure of an enormous reptile with coils and glowing eyes. And it's gliding silently toward you. I'm going to need you to make a sanity roll.
Son of a bitch.
It's below your characteristics.
I know where it's at. I didn't want to do it. I needed an
You
80.
could
I got an 83.
You could either push it or you can spend 3 points of luck and push it down.
That's up to you.
How do you all have such better sanity than me?
Because you're crazy.
Because you're older and you've seen some shit.
Yeah.
Shut up. I didn't do nothing.
Jack, are you going to stick with that, or are you going to push or use your luck?
I'm going to stay with it.
Okay. Then I'm going to need you to roll a d6.
And he rolled a 1. What
Rolled
does
a
it
1.
mean?
All right, you're going to take 1 point of sanity damage.
Oh, that's what it means. I overreacted.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But
Temporary insanity?
what's that?
Temporary insanity?
Hmm?
Is that what I'm taking it in? Okay.
Just reduce your sanity, yeah.
Well, there's 3 boxes.
The
So
first one.
thank you.
Always the first. Okay. So as Jack encounters this thing, whatever it is, he falls backwards as the shadowy shape is rushing at him. He trips over a stalactite, or is it stalagmite, stumbles and falls to the ground as this reptilian coil envelops you, and you let out a wailing scream. And
Said wailing.
Roy and Dan, you hear clearly Jack's scream coming from deep within the house. And of
What a
course,
wuss.
Kevin and Lauren both quickly look that way with their eyes wide open. What do you do?
I'm going to pull my gun out of its holster, hold it down in ready position, and start running towards the scream.
Okay. Being unfamiliar with the house, Dan takes the lead. Roy, what are you doing?
I will ask what's her name? Lauren. That's her name.
Mhm.
If there's any way deep into the house and any access to the lower levels, and if this house goes deeper than it seems like it should.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of dialogue, but okay, that's fine.
It's one thing. It's one thing, but I said it in 8 different ways.
Okay. So Dan, you race towards where you think the scream is coming from. Now you have 2 options. There is a door here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're sort of standing in the open door currently here. Right?
Okay.
And you can see that this is a pass-through right here. So it's not an actual door, it's just an archway. And you assume that these 2 things basically go the same
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's up to you which direction you want to go.
I'm going to cut through that pass through.
Okay, great. So you launch yourself through there with your gun, and beyond you see essentially this. And another pass through here. And this particular room is made up to looks like it's actually unadorned. So it's just looks like it's maybe made up to be a school locker. Oh shit! Actually, it's not true. Sorry about that. It is.
I was going to call it the drop the soap room, but
Yeah, exactly right. It looks like it's a normal living room, but in a low income household with secondhand furniture, peeling walls, and a stained carpet. There are dirty dishes and empty bottles of bourbon everywhere.
I didn't know Mitch Landrum lived
My
here.
house.
Kind of, yeah. That's what it sort of reminds you of, is Mitch Landrum's imagined place. But and then of course you see the passageway beyond, and you do see a sort of dark interior beyond that looks a little hellish.
I'm going to keep running forward.
Okay. Meanwhile, Roy, you were asking, what's her nuts? Something.
Lauren
Access to the lower levels
Lauren
of the house.
Crowley.
She kind of shakes herself and looks toward you with fear in her eyes, and she's like, "Well, honey, there's no lower level. This is the lower level."
Well, I tried to be the sensible one and it didn't work, so I'll run after Dan.
All right. And Dan, as you prepare to launch yourself through the archway, you hear something creak behind you.
It's me running after you.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna head down, focus, and keep working towards where I thought that scream came from.
Okay. You take 2 more steps, and you can clearly see through the archway a dark shadow descending upon the prone form of Jack Whiteside as he holds up his hands in fear and attempting to ward off this figure. And exactly the same time you spot him, you hear a twang thump behind you.
Damn it, Gabe! I told you to not step in the banjo collection.
And you whirl around to see Roy step on a loose board in the floor, and it comes up and smacks him straight in the face.
All right.
And he drops his gun to the floor, and he passes out.
Oh,
And that's where we're going to call this episode.
Eggplant.
That's the safe word.
Eggplant is a safe word always. That's right. When the hooker's getting too rough.
Eggplant.
Eggplant. All right. What do we think?
This is going to be good.
That's the last time I ever try and be the sensible one.
Oh boy.
You did try it once.
All right.
Oh,
The
that's
first
good.
and last time for Roy being sensible.
Exactly right.
Mark
Hey, I
this
had
in your
kids.
calendars. This is a momentous occasion.
I had all those kids. One of them is bound to be rich, and
Let's
then
be
I'll
rich.
be rich.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and launch into our recommendos for this week because
Yay.
Brian has to pack. Let's go ahead and start with Matt.
Only if Gabe can give me a number between 1 and 20.
7.
Uh,
Brian, we know you're packing. Why don't you give us the address that you're going to for your vacation?
we won't follow you, I promise. This week, I'm going to recommend a very well-known yet still worth mentioning indie strategy game called FTL, Faster Than Light. What it is you take control of your very own spaceship, and you have some very important files that you need to get across the galaxy to your headquarters command before the enemy catches you. And so it's you working your way across multiple sectors of space, dodging enemies, picking up new crew members, making friends. It's really, really well done. It has almost endless replayability because every time you do it, it's different. It's very much in the roguelike genre. And it is no holds barred. It is very much a difficult game, but that's part of the charm of it is, you make it a little bit farther each time and you kind of learn what you have to do to get through.
Cool.
Nice.
Yay.
That sounds like fun. Would you say so? It's not really a casual game. It's more of a hardcore because of the difficulty.
Yeah. But I mean, it's only $10, so it's worth giving a shot.
It's worth driving yourself insane.
Yeah, I think so. Even if it's just 1
Lost
point.
6 points today. Playing this damn game.
All right, let's go ahead and switch to Brian. What's your recommendo?
Mine's an app, surprisingly. It's called Allcast. You can find it, I'm assuming, on iTunes, but you can get it at the Play Store as well. Anything that you put on your phone, photos, a movie, videos that you shot, anything, you can cast it to a smart TV or your Xbox or your PlayStation. I'm assuming PlayStation does that. It's so helpful. Even if you're just like having a party and you want to put up a bunch of photos from your vacation and stuff without having to, make everybody sit there, they can kind of just look at. Definitely check your photos first before you start streaming them.
Dick pics.
Because you don't want something to pop up that shouldn't be there, if you know what I mean. But fantastic app. Check it out. It's called Allcast, and you can get the premium version, but they do have a free version with ads. I liked it so much that I bought it within the hour of trying out the free
Oh
version.
yeah, it has a Google Drive integration as well. So anything you have up
Yep.
on Google Drive, you can cast
Stream right from your
wherever.
drive. So if anybody shares anything with you, you can immediately put it right up on your TV. It's really cool.
Nice. Very cool. All right, well, I'll go next. We'll leave Matt or Gabe for last because I'll give him a little more time to think about it.
I thought about it, but
Good.
that's fine.
All right. Well, my recommendo for this week is 2017's Kuso. It is on Shudder exclusively right now. And it is a film that is essentially an anthology film, but done in such a way that it sort of represents more of a surreal, free-form narrative. It uses mixed media, so it has animation, it has stop motion, it has digital, it has live action, it has practical effects and CGI. So pretty much anything you could think of. But not only that, but mixed media in a more artistic sense too, where there's paint being used or digital representation or just really weird, awesome makeup effects to make it almost seem like a live painting or a live anime.
Cool.
It's equal measures of disgusting, wondrous, psychedelic. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. I would say even like the very first little story is maybe too much for a lot of people. But I'm a little more hardcore, and I can typically handle it if it's done in a more artistic fashion. I kind of describe it to people as Fallout 4 meets City of Lost Children meets Happiness meets The Greasy Strangler meets Eraserhead. And I think that encompasses everything.
And watch all those in that order.
Yeah. I think particularly City of Lost Children, it has a lot of that same just feel, that look and feel kind of thing. Some crazy camera angles, very unsettling subject matter, and just, use at your own risk. But if you enjoy very, like out of this world, strange fringe movies, I've never seen anything quite like this, and it's an experience for sure.
Sweet. So, thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, Gabe, how about you?
I got a card game to recommend. It's one that I haven't, and I've been planning to bring it over sometime when we all do something and play it. It is called Grave Robbers from Outer Space, and it is the original B-movie card game.
Nice.
The premise is basically there's a deck of cards, and however many people you have, you compete to make the best B-movie before the credits roll.
Ooh,
There's characters that you can have in your movies, like generic ones, like the guy that dies first and the babysitter. You get pictures, special effects, quotes, either special rules, and then a title you all come up with. So some of the quotes are just hilarious because they're so just generic, like, "Why should I believe your story, kid? Is that a tentacle?" Just generic quotes that you could see popping up in any bad B movie, and it's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of them. I chose this one because it's the first one. It's the first one I ever played. It's good, but they have a cowboy B movie one. They have a 70s like blaxploitation B movie one.
Shut your mouth.
They have a Christmas one. It's good. They're all good,
awesome.
and they're a lot of fun.
All right, cool. Who makes that? Do you know the publisher?
It's Z-Man Games.
Okay. Nice. Cool. We'll check that out. That sounds like absolutely up my alley.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'll bring it sometime we do something.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right, well, that's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts. If you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Meanwhile, you can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com with links to all our social media, including Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and our wiki. Links to our recommendos can be found on our website. You can find me on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes.
And if there are any ethereal herpetologists in the house, hit me up on Twitter at TheRealWeirdKid.
And if you like getting...
Oh, sure, sorry.
Sorry. If you like getting tweets every 2 weeks and getting links to all my AsianDate.com profiles, follow me at LovecraftGabe.
And if you can help me regain that 1 point of sanity I lost, you can reach me at Brian Podcasts on Twitter.
All right. Well, until next time, roll for sanity. Yeah. All right.
Yay.
That's it.